seminar, and then I'm always afraid that very few people will come, but somehow more people come. So that's nice. Thank you for coming. I hope you will have a good time. We have 6 themes to cover in 2 days, I think. 3 days, but tomorrow I have 4 hours, so this means we can finish everything. But I can also repeat if needed on Sunday morning, but I don't believe that everybody will come on Sunday morning, so therefore we try to complete tomorrow. Today 2 and tomorrow 4. Tomorrow is 2 to 4 and 4:30 to 6:30. Our seminar topics are ask excellent questions, use positive language, release your mind's potential, grow giver's heart, become a trusted authority, and start a spiritual revolution. So these 6, any of them or all of them can completely transform your life. Today we will focus on 2, asking excellent questions and using positive language. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Here.
You have to get a chair from outside.
Oh. Yeah. So, in the world of success, there is many tools for success. And if you look at these tools, most of the tools for success, they include questions. They have questions as the main, basically, ingredient or element of the tools. So, if you ask any intelligent person, they will say that questions are extremely important in life and in any area of human endeavor. The questions you ask make huge difference in your life. You can ask questions that keep you stuck. You can ask questions that is a waste of time. You can ask questions that are asked out of fear, out of ignorance, and you can ask different types of questions. So, Einstein said that he would use 55 minutes out of 1 hour to look for the best questions if he is given a problem to solve. He valued questions so much. Some benefits of questions is that the question is expanding options. If you ask questions with the word else, what?
My book.
Oh, you want to take your book? Okay.
Questions
expand options.
You need something more?
Well, I can survive like this.
You chose more?
No, choice map I want to have it here. Something dark.
Library key, you have? Snap je? Bibliotheekschlüssel oder Buchschlüssel?
There is in the office there is this little blue box.
Maybe something from up. It is not closed.
The books.
Yeah, something.
I wouldn't use these books for this.
Or video. One video. Look.
Which one? Some other books. Yes.
De week, de grootste outfit.
Some bridge books. Don't take Prabhupada's books. Bridge books.
Harikesh is okay?
Harikesh? Yes. Bridge. I mean, it's even nice to see Prabhupada here. So, if you want to expand options in your life, you ask questions. Yeah, you ask questions with the word else. What else? Who else? How else? Where else? Combination with the word else expands options. If you think I can only do this, then if you come to me for a session, I will say, well, is there anything else you could do? And then you say, no. And I say, well, let's see. Think of Who else can help you? What else could you do? How else could you do it? Have you thought about this? No. So now think. Think on paper. Write it down. There is one habit that you can learn to develop from this presentation, and it's called creative thinking. And for creative thinking, you need good questions. And these questions, in combination with the word else, will help you develop creative thinking. How can we do this? You have all heard about brainstorming. You have heard about brainstorming. And brainstorming is writing down ideas about something, about certain topic. And we did some brainstorming the other day. We had a vision workshop. We wanted to develop a vision statement for ISKCON Zurich. Inspiring short statement that will inspire devotees when they read it and people who come. And then we have written down ideas and then sifted with these ideas. Hospitality, experience, bridges, reach out, paka, attractive, ownership, dynamic, ecstatic. And we came with this. Joyful Jagannath's family flooding Zurich with Jagannath's mercy. Good? So, from all this, we came to this. But we did brainstorming, we did creative workshop together, we were discussing ideas. So questions can stimulate creativity and the team spirit. They can use the intelligence of collective intelligence of all who are present. You can use your own intelligence also. Your own intelligence better if you have good questions, if you have excellent questions. I gave a seminar in Villa Vrindavan called Excellent Questions for Excellent Life. So now I'm presenting this here as part of this seminar, but this was the separate seminar, just how you say, standing separately, the seminar which was the only topic. Now we have 6 themes, 6 topics. So the quality of questions you ask will influence the quality of anything you do. So therefore it's good to develop that skill. Now, what is the first question in any endeavor? The first question, what do you think it is when you start any project or any thinking about anything, any goal? What is the first question? If you consider the importance of questions, yeah?
What do we want to achieve?
That comes later.
Is Krishna?
That also comes later.
What are we doing?
When you start anything, the first questions you're asking some nice questions, they're great questions, but the answer is not right.
Is it possible?
Well, you couldn't possibly know what I mean. Yes?
Is this my job?
Yeah, these are good questions, but they will come later. So, the first question when you start anything is, what excellent questions should I ask myself? You start with that question and then you create questions. My best coaching sessions were when I asked devotee, client, please give me questions you want me to ask you. And then they give me questions, and they were so happy to be coached by their own questions. I was just there asking them questions. I mean, it wasn't mechanical. I asked with involvement, with care. I asked sub-questions. But they created questions for the session, and they got the result, the conclusion that they were really happy about. So the more you involve people in solving problems, the more they will be committed. No involvement, no commitment. When you involve people, then they become committed. Double truth. So, First question is what excellent questions should we ask ourselves about this project or this goal? Today I will teach you, we will learn from the choice map. This is Inquiry Institute. This is the institute dedicated to the power of questions and using questions in life to improve the quality of our lives, to improve the quality of our services and products in any area of life. It's just universal. But before that, so now I gave you a question, I gave you a way to expand your options, to expand possibilities by using the word else. And the second thing I wanted to give you before we get into the choice map is questions that, it's okay like this.
No, but I got blind.
It goes into your eyes. So we have to go for
You
win-win.
can open the book.
No, it has to be something small. Can you copy the choice map on the desktop? Then this is free and I can put this one. Actually it will become too hot. We just need the black paper, which is not easy to get. Okay, I'll survive like this. So, huh?
Sunglasses.
No. For me, would be cool. So, there is one of the best questions I have ever heard, and it is from Graham Alexander. He is a very, very prominent UK coach, England coach. Older man, he coaches leaders, coaches executives. So, somebody's playing here, playing games. Yes. See, nothing happens until leaders do something. So that's cool. It's red. When I read this question, I thought I'm going to use it my whole life. It's really amazing. His question is, what do you want to have in life? Results or excuses? So how many of you want to have excuses in life? Okay. How many of you want results? Half, huh? If somebody comes to you and says, oh, I can't do this because of this, and I can't do that because of that, and it's impossible, and this and that. So you can ask them, what do you want in life? You want results or excuses? And they will say results. So therefore, if you want to have results, you have to become good at goal setting and goal achievement, working on goals. You can't have results just by sitting and making first-class excuses. That will not be possible. So I give you two questions that eliminate all excuses. If not you, who? If not now, when? You have heard this maybe last year. You have heard this in my classes, but I'm sure you're not using it and you have forgotten it. So therefore I repeat it. If not you, who? If not now, when? Sometimes maybe you want to write me and tell me, I can't do this, I can't do that, but you're not writing me because you know that I will ask you this question, if not you, who? And if not now, when? But you can write me anyway. I try to be nicer before I ask you these questions. Just prepare you for the questions. The best excuse I have heard in ISKCON is, I'm not qualified. This is the all-pervading, I travel all over the world and everywhere they want to say this. Now those who know me, they actually don't say it because they know what I will say. They are afraid to say it. They say I'm not qualified, they start laughing. Now, what Shastrik argument we can give to that statement? I'm not qualified, I can't do it. So what Shastric argument?
You can learn.
You can learn it, good. You are not a doer. That's it. Karta, yes?
Krishna says, you should perform our duties even if it's not.
Okay, so we have 3 arguments. Excellent. Especially you're not a doer, Krishna is doing it anyway. So don't worry, you just surrender, become an instrument. So I'm not qualified. You don't have to be qualified, you just have to agree to do it. So many devotees were not qualified. Like somebody, Prabhupada said, start BTG. He said, I'm not qualified. He said, don't worry, Krishna will help you. So if not you, who? So imagine that you are chosen by God to represent Him, to help people, to make your life a masterpiece. And that's true. Each and every of you is chosen. Can actually, if you agree to be chosen, He will choose you. If you agree to be chosen, you will be chosen. He is waiting for the candidates who want to be chosen. You don't have to be Jesus. He's waiting for the candidates who want to be chosen. So if you come to Krishna, where is Krishna? And say, Krishna, yes, Krishna is here. You see who is Krishna conscious. Krishna, please, I want to surrender to you. Use me in your mission. I want to be an instrument in your hands. What did you do?
Nothing.
You turned it off.
Sometimes problems solves himself.
got overheated, then it stopped.
Oh, okay. So, it will start again.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, and then Krishna will help you. One thing about our success systems is that in these success teachings that we are teaching, there is Krishna. Last night we spoke about, praying to God. You were mentioning about bugs. You can solve the bugs, and I said you can pray to Krishna. We said Krishna is the most important ingredient in our success. So we can pray, and we can become an instrument in His hands. And then sometimes, I don't know if you have this experience. I have it. I'm speaking about something and I have no idea where this came from. I said I have to write this down because I didn't say it. I didn't mean to say it. I didn't plan to say it. I never read it. Because Krishna can use you and He can say incredible things through you if you agree to be His instrument. If not you, who? So I proclaim that you are chosen to take up the mission of Krishna consciousness and spread all over the world, in one way or the other, or at least build bridges for people to come to Krishna. So, this when you say, okay, maybe Krishna wants me to do something, this means you are ready to take responsibility, and it becomes really powerful. Your spiritual life goes up. Okay, I have to take responsibility, become serious. I have to be an example. I can't hide anymore. So, if not you, who? If not now, when? When are you going to be more happy and more productive? When? You tell me. When you are going to be more happy and more productive? You're overproductive.
Even more happy.
Okay, even more happy. Good point.
I'm already fine.
You're already fine. You?
I'm fine.
You're fine. You're fine?
So.
Okay.
So.
I want some excuses. I want some reasons.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Or yesterday.
You can do it yesterday.
Next
There are
week.
some conditions. When the weather is better.
Oh yeah.
When I graduate. When I get married. When I get divorced. When I have time. When I have more money. When I have more inspiration. Then I'm going to do it. When I'm going to do it? What? To be successful, to surrender. When I have more this, more that. More or less in the future. But the question is, if not now, when? When is the best time to be successful?
Now.
Wow, you are attending motivational seminars. So, the power of now. There is this book, The Power of Now, that I was criticizing this morning in the Bhagavatam class. So, but very politely. What? Yeah, I didn't criticize. I just said that it's if you are doing nonsense in the now, then it's not very powerful. So, if not now, when? So why wait? Procrastination is a big disease of the modern world. Huh? Procrastination. Do it now. You look at the floor and it's dirty, and you think, I'm going to clean it sometime, maybe in 2 hours or tomorrow. But it takes few seconds to wipe it, and you will be in the goodness. And you just jump and wipe it. If not now, when? So now is the time for you to do something wonderful with your life. Don't wait. Don't use all these excuses, because this is the perfect way to do self-sabotage.
Shall I ask him to sabotage someone else?
Yes, you can sabotage him. Sabotage his crime.
Sabotage his crime.
Hug him, kiss him, give him sweets.
You have another way to do it. Close him in somewhere.
Okay, so these two questions can help you eliminate all kinds of excuses from your life. Of course, you can create more questions. There is a system that I want to mention. It's called appreciative inquiry. Appreciative inquiry is asking about what works, what's good, what worked, what are the successes, what are the positive things. So you ask questions that are backed up with appreciation about somebody. You want to find out what they have, what are their talents, and we will do a little bit later the exercise. Appreciative inquiry.
It only got worse. We moved him one floor downstairs.
Now, can we have the choice map now? I want to show you the choice map. It shows two kinds of questions. Two kinds of questions. Learner questions and judger questions. And we can say that learning questions are the questions with the more goodness, and judger questions are questions with more passion and ignorance. So there is the path of devotion and the path of degradation. And this choice map shows it so simply and so nicely. This is a choice map. So there is two paths, one leads up, one leads down, and there is a switching lane. If you go down, then you can actually turn to the left and go up to the path of learning, to the path of goodness, to the path of devotion. We choose moment by moment. Thoughts, feelings, circumstances are there, and anything that impacts us at any moment is what happens to us, and we have a choice to ask these questions, learner questions, and to ask judger questions. This was developed by Dr. Adams, Mary Lee Adams. She wrote a book also. I have it if you want to read it. Change Your Questions, Change Your Life. So these are good questions. We can, as devotees, we can create many excellent questions that refer to our life, like how to please Krishna, how to please Guru, how to serve devotees, how to please the deities. We can create many, many excellent questions, but these here, you can see the difference. Judge, whose fault is it? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with them? Why I'm such a failure? Why they are so stupid? Why bother? So for a judger, there is automatic reaction, then blame focus, always blaming somebody, including himself, and win-lose reaction, win-lose approach. Either I win or you win, or I lose or you lose. And for a learner, thoughtful choices, solution-focused and win-win approach. The learner asks, what happened? What do I want? What are the facts? What assumption am I making? What can I learn? What are they thinking, feeling, or wanting? The other party. What am I responsible for? What are my choices? What's best to do now? What's possible? Solution focused. Out of these questions, one that is very important is, what assumptions am I making? We all make assumptions, and these assumptions limit us. Limit our relationships, limit our choices. Assumptions. Do you know what is assumption? What is German?
Is the same like expectation?
It's something like prejudice. Yeah.
Injustice.
Prejudge. Assume.
Isn't an assumption just an idea, like a belief? Something that we assume the world is like?
I mean, judgment is more powerful, but it's a similar basis. That you are thinking that something is like this, but you didn't check. You are not 100%. You don't know. You don't have all the facts and evidences that something.
This is approachment.
What?
Approachments.
Approachments.
Assumption is it almost the same or?
Is same like prejudice?
Prejudgment.
Same?
Prejudgment.
The same.
Almost, I would say. What do you say? Is the difference?
Judgment?
Prejudgment and assumption.
Judgment, I don't know. Judgment?
Prejudice.
Prejudice. But assumption is a little bit more like an idea, like a belief.
Like, what is the prejudice? Okay, so this is the belief and this is the idea, but it's the similar sabotage too. Whether it's an idea, an assumption, or a belief, or a judgment, prejudgment, but it's the similar that you are assuming something. Like, if somebody looks at you like this, then you think they hate you, but actually they have a toothache. So that's you assume that they hate you, but actually it's not true. Or I can't remember when I was judged the last time. It was long ago. When I entered the Guru room in ISKCON Ljubljana, one winter night, it was cold, and I came in, there was a little heater and very thin blanket on the bed. And I was thinking, I'm going to freeze. And it was already very late, so I didn't want to wake up anybody to look for the blanket. Then I put the heater close, and I was sleeping close to the heater. And so I was assuming that in that room there's no more blankets. The reason I didn't get the blankets because I didn't look. On the two sofas there was nice covers which you can use like blankets, and in the box just beside my bed there was a thick, very warm blanket, but I saw it in the morning. So my assumption was very wrong about what's in there to cover yourself with. And I got almost victimized by my assumption. So this question, what assumption am I making, can free you for so many actions that you will regret. Or words, I mean what you say, that you will regret. It's very powerful, very excellent question. So learner is always curious. If there is some problem, you become curious. Ordinary people, when they see a problem, they just become completely overwhelmed. And they just think, I'm going to kill myself. But learner, or they judge, they criticize, and say, what's happening here? How is this possible? Where is the leaders? Where is the managers? Why nobody's taking care of anything? But learner becomes curious. There is a problem. Let me see if I can solve it or find somebody who can solve it. It's a challenge for my intelligence. So, you want to find out what is the solution. You're not blame focused like a judge. Now this is one tool for excellent questions, but there is many others. I have a Gita model, goals, ideas, tests, and action, which you can use. And there's questions that free your mind from all negativity. It's a system called the work. You can, they recommend to question your mind. If the mind tells you something stressful, then you can question the mind, say, okay, is it true? Are you absolutely sure it's true? But before I go to that, do you have any questions about this and how to use it? I forgot to say about switching. You can ask yourself learning questions to switch, and on the back here you have this. You can get also electronically and print it out. The switching question is: am I in judger? Am I here? And is this how I want to feel? You know, criticizing, negative. Where would I rather be? And how else can I think about that? This is a very powerful question. This is excellent questions. How else can I think about this? Because we usually think in one way about something, about some problem, about some person. If you look at somebody negatively, I can ask you, how else can you think about him? You may say, well, I can maybe see something good. Yes. Once I was complaining to Krishna Kshetra Prabhu about my friend who was a little bit torturing his wife. And I mentioned like 5 or 6 bad qualities and complained about him and said what to do, asked him what to do. And he was listening. He said, does he have any good qualities? I said, he has a lot, but somehow I'm seeing him as bad at the moment. So how else can I think about this? This helps you like have a new perspective. In training, coaching, and NLP, and these other, they teach about perspectives. They even ask you to get up. I mean, regarding perspectives, when I have a session with somebody, they sit like this. Then I tell them, okay, you sit there. You are a coach, and I will sit here. So what do you see now? This is you. I am representing you. And they say, well, I see somebody who is like this and like that. They take some like distance. They have a more objective perspective and think about themselves differently, just by physically changing their location. So how else can I think about this? Take anything you think negatively about and ask yourself this question. Excellent question. How else can I think about this? This is the switching question. So you can switch. If you go judger way, you can switch to the learner. And of course feel better, feel much better. So do you have any questions about this? This is quite simple, but if anything is unclear, I can explain. Thoughtful choices, wise choices, solution focused, and see, win-win what?
Win-win relating.
Win-win related. Win-win related. So you approach any situation with win-win approach. You want the other person to be benefited and yourself also. Yes?
Ideas, to ask you, can you differentiate these questions to the upper questions are more about what can I do, and the lower questions are more requests, what others can give me also. Can you make the separation? Or just a thought. Request and question is a difference.
Difference in the kind of questions. Huh?
Yeah, request and question.
Why?
More request, because you demand something from somebody. Okay.
These are also questions. How they are requests, I don't understand.
Whose fault is this? You demand somebody who...
It's more focused on what others can do.
Yes. Yes.
But it also asks about yourself.
Okay.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with others? Why am I such a failure? Why are they so stupid?
It's not really the seed.
It's just tuning down questions.
Okay, if you don't have questions, we will do exercise. You have to stand up. We're going to stretch.
And then ask questions.